Good evening, Raider Nation. This is Ollie DeRite of the UK Commish. Thanks for joining us. I know we're going head-to-head with Raiders live stream right now, so thanks for getting your priorities right, guys. Thank you. Yeah, well, it's Monday. Not quite the same hype as the other week, but don't worry, we got you covered. We are here for a little bit of group therapy. I mean, the post-game show wrap up. Let's go. So, good evening, Tony.
Good evening. Oh, I'm not muted. I'm not muted tonight. Yes.
You're not muted. You're not muted. You're safe. And good evening, Mitchell.
Hello. Not muted also. How we doing, fellas?
Evening.
All good, all good, all good.
Stop the press right away. Stop the press right away.
Who's had a haircut?
Steve McLeod is back on his own Facebook.
Back on Facebook.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Stevie.
Well done, Stevie. Good boy. Guys, let us know in the chat if you are here, who you are. If you're there, just drop us whatever. Drop us an emoji. Tell us how you're feeling.
Gonna be lots of thumbs down, I think. It's gonna be lots
of probably quite a bit of thumbs down. We're going to turn those into thumbs up.
So we've got it. Gang. We know. Here we
evening,
go.
Simon. Evening, Kev. Evening, Jed. Kev's on. Kev loves us. He's boosting our stats by watching on the YouTube and the Facebooks.
That's amazing.
That's what we love. We could double our viewership if everyone done that. You saw what? I'm going to load it up on both of mine.
Good lad. Evening, Kenny, as well. Wasn't glossing over you. And Stevie.
Like a cheeky check down.
Nice. Right. Let's get to group therapy. Bollocks. I think that sums that up, really.
End of the show. See you guys on Saturday.
Yeah. I felt I actually got quite creative with tonight's title. What the fuck was that?
I didn't even see that.
That's very nice. Well, yes, definitely.
I thought I made a punny. Right. So I don't even want to say it. We're lost. There we go. Yeah. I've said it now. I'm not going to say it again. And actually, no, I am going to say it again. We lost. I'm not going to say any particular performance. Any single person's performance failed us. And in the same respect,
well, maybe one
performance on the field.
There you go.
But also, I'm not going to say that any one particular performance won the game for the Bucks.
Apart from one guy in a black and white shirt.
Yeah, well, we should be good enough to overcome that. It shouldn't be that close, that it's that reliant.
Exactly. Simon's nailed it.
Kev, I was just looking at the comments. You scared me for a second there. You said that was a beep show last night. I didn't read the last night. I thought you were digging the show. I was like, "What?"
Hang on. How come you're beeping that out? Yeah, you just quite happily said bollocks a second ago.
Bollocks is fine.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. Bollocks is fine.
Where does that go on sliding scale of cursing?
Yeah, exactly. We've got rankings, and yeah, I can't go as far as shit show. I've done it. Evening, Ed. Thank you for joining us. Okie dokie. So, go on, guys. Give us your info. What's your take?
I'm 100% agreeing with you. I looked at it again. Tony said this. I've done it wrong again. Tony said this on the pre-game show. We need to win the time of possession, and we did. We had the ball for 31 minutes. 4 seconds. They had it 28-56. We had more possessions than them by one. It was 11-10 there. Both teams punted 3 times, so it wasn't as if that they were forcing us to stop. But the problem lay the last 3 possessions. Our last 3 were interception, turnover on downs, end of the game. Their last 3 possessions, touchdown. Yeah.
Right. So let me. I'm just Tony. I know you're going to talk, and I don't want to just spend all the time me talking. You talk about time of possession, right? There's a 1 minute in it. I believe that we killed more than that right at the end of the game. I don't
In
believe
2
it.
minutes. I did think that, yeah.
And
But the thing is that, but if we've got that 2 minutes to kill, then if we are down by 3 points, that we've got that 2 minutes with the ball to try and
yeah,
score.
but we didn't, so we just watered it off.
Exactly, but we had the ball during that time is what
Yeah.
I'd be saying. But you get it. But
Tony's turn.
Go on, Tony.
No, I mean, what is there to say, really? Yeah, it literally came down again to, like we said, like Simon said in the comments there, the last 10 minutes we looked in it until we weren't, and then when we weren't, we really weren't. Just all of a sudden. So yeah, I mean, it's nice to see the penalties come down again.
Penalties down. So I left the averages up from before the game because I think that's the right thing to do. Passing yards got smoked, and Henry Ruggs was nowhere to be seen out there. JJ, nowhere to be seen out there. Penalties, nice to see it's down. I think there was one penalty that I think was maybe, I'm stepping very carefully around this one, but it was bullshit.
Bollocks.
No,
That again is on the sliding scale of cursing. That was the same word we bleeped earlier. We need to all come to an agreement on this.
yeah. Okay. Well, sliding scale. YouTube not stopping us, so we can say what we please, and it's after the watershed.
Fucking bollocks. Then there you go.
Oh, beep.
Simon
Warn me. Sacks and yards. Sacks for yards. Now, this is no surprise. What I am surprised about, it was only 3.
13 yards off of 3 sacks is quite generous.
I think with pretty much it's not your starting no line. I'll take 3 sacks.
Let's not forget we were down to the 3rd string right tackle.
Yeah, Brandon,
exactly.
the revolving door party came in.
Yeah.
So
I think the only thing that stands out there where they really beat us was with the passing yardage.
Mm-hmm.
Was absolutely with the passing yardage. Rushing, same. Penalties, same. Time of possession, same. There's nothing there that blows it up, apart from one turnover. And, we know turnovers win football games. I think you can completely ignore that top line on there, the score. Genuinely, I've looked over and over and over and over and over and over and over in the stats today because Mitch has turned me into some stats whore now.
They tell the story?
No, well, they don't. They just don't add up to 45 to 20. I don't get it.
The story is, so from, again, what I saw, Simon's nailed it in the comments. It was 3rd and 13. There was 12 minutes and 50 odd seconds left on the clock. We'll go into that play later because I'm sure we've all got comments on it. But at that point, it was a 3-score game. And like I said, we both punted the same amount of times. Up until that field goal, we'd kick the same amount of field goal. There was literally just 3 points in it. That was all it was. And we were there in them. And even with a bad defense, that we can stay in the game with 10 minutes left.
Now, there was some stuff where we were going, oh, we've gone into this silly prevent thing again. We were talking about that. What I found very telling, and I think I screamed right at the beginning of the game, was Gunther's back on the sideline. And I went, shit. Because I genuinely think he got benched for the Chiefs game now. That was a very inspired defense that we had against the Chiefs. And Gunther's back. We play back to that defense that we were always moaning and bitching about.
Yeah.
How I don't understand how, again, we had this chat. You don't play the same defense against Patty as you do against Tom Brady. They are polar opposite quarterbacks.
No, but what we did is we played the same defense that we've played for the rest of the season, for the earlier part of the season.
Yeah,
which was leaky.
Yeah, definitely. But again, it's like this is my problem with it because we can do it. Like if we've just put a record number of pressures and sacks on Patrick Mahomes 2 weeks ago, and then you come in against Brady and we literally give him like the easiest game he's ever had with hardly any pressures, and his completion percentage was the highest this year for him so far. His yards per attempt is the longest. There you go. Simon's got it.
Why did we? So I can go one or two ways. I've got two bits of data here. We can talk about the pass rush or lack of, or we can talk about the passing game.
Let's go. While we're on the subject, let's look at pass rush.
We got it.
And while we're talking about it, let us know in the comments. Put Gunther stay or Gunther go. I'm guessing it's going to be a lot of Gunther goes. I'm seeing it already. But Dave thinks Gunther needs to go. So let us know what you think.
Kev's right up there. Mo Hurst did get to him.
So this is what I mean. The stats don't add up.
What a lovely graphic.
And yeah. So for anyone that doesn't look at next gen stats, do. It's really awesome. Plug endorsements in the bank. Thank you. It always gives you the trend. So the league average, what you're looking at here is what you're looking at here is typically we are getting good pressure there. It is a standard pressure that you will see in the NFL. Theirs was marginally worse.
This is the thing with stats. How are they measuring it? Because if you get the ball out before they get a chance to get to you,
well, this is how.
Yeah.
It just doesn't stack up. It just doesn't stack up. We've had pretty damn good pressure.
Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes I looked at it and I mean, the pocket may as well have been on the, from sideline to sideline. There was no one near him. We needed to get on him. As Al said, he must go down. He must go down hard.
Yeah.
We should have just said, sack it. You know what? Secondary, go and play prevent because we need to send the house right now.
Resounding guns in the comments. I don't think anyone wants to see PG in week 8 in Cleveland.
If Gunther truly called the Chiefs game, I'd say stay.
Yeah.
On the proviso that he can do that. But I've been pretty critical on him. I've been pretty critical on Gunther. Like, he needs to go. But what he called against the Chiefs, if he truly called that, was impressive. Was really impressive.
It didn't even feel creative. You wouldn't mind if you started seeing like creative calls and looks and stuff that you sit there thinking, okay, if that gets home, that's awesome. There was one or two plays. I think LaMarcus Joyner got in the backfield at one point, and the first couple drives we did stuff them, but you didn't really see much after that. There was no creativity. There was no difference. It was your base set 4-3 drop, whatever. Yeah. But again, against the Chiefs, you're looking at it going, who's calling this? Oh, Gunther's not here. Has Marinelli been given a game to say, go on, have a go? But if he was going to do that, you wouldn't have thought he'd do it against the Chiefs, surely. Hardest game on the schedule. But we don't know, do we? We never will know until they ring us and come on the show and tell us.
Well, there's quite a lot of articles that are coming out at the moment now that is, Chucky saying, we got to correct this and we got to correct it now. So if he's going to go, he's got to go now. So we've got some form of chance of cohesion going forward. We can't do it any later in the season. If he's going to stay, you stick behind him and you support him. I just can't understand why we played such a very different defense against Kansas.
No idea. Sorry,
I thought
you were going to come out with like some.
Sat back, he sighed, hand on the chin, and went.
I'm not going to lie. I'm just trying to keep up to date with what's happening with the presser, just to see if there is anything mentioned, because obviously there was a very definite we will get this sorted as soon as the presser last night had finished.
Over to Tony in the studio.
I can't see anything.
Who's live at Henderson right now?
Get him off. He's see him just peeking near the Silver and Black UK. Not on. So, passing wise, again, we talk differences on the defense there. So if we've got the head to head, but I hate this type of discussion, which is, it's Tom Brady versus Derek Carr. They're never on the field at the same time. I've never got this. It's quarterbacks going head to head. No, it's not. They're not going against each other. So this is what we had yesterday, and this passing. It's more positive from DC than in past, and it's also more positive than Tom Brady. And the volume, this is what I forgot to look up, was the actual number of snaps that each got, because their run was about the same as ours, and their passing, you could see that he had 45 attempts. So I don't believe they were on the field for for that many more snaps. So it just kind of doesn't add up. Just doesn't add up. So, but passing wise, I think that's a much more positive passing from DC right there. If you took a slice off the bottoms, I'd go, no, that's not DC's passing. That's too positive to be him.
Yeah, against a defense that can get home.
We unanimously got that wrong on Saturday, didn't we? We all thought it was going to be a shorter field for him, and but no, they came out and aired it out. But the bizarre thing is, and I'm not 100% sure the rushing stats, but I think we didn't rush that much.
Well, we didn't.
We only got 76 yards,
which I was in favour for, because Tampa Bay are first ranked in rush defense, so it'd be silly to run the ball. And I know we were in the tailgate, and the guys of you that did join us, you'll know, every time we ran the ball at the middle, me and Ollie were going, "Why are you doing this? You're not going to run the ball."
I didn't do our rush versus their rush again because I think it's fairly futile. I've got two graphics here. One is DC, Kansas City. The other is DC versus the Bucks. The other one, is
your child just fell over.
The other one is our rushing from JJ. So we're talking rush. So what you're looking at, it's not on the screen. Sorry, guys. What you're looking at here is you've got the rush with JJ, Kansas City on the left versus Kansas City on the left versus Tampa on the right.
That was one thing I didn't notice until you've just posted that.
Why are we running everything straight at them? And don't tell me they're getting such good contain that we can't get out there. Against Kansas City, we go around the edge, round the edge, round the edge. And then we think with the likes of that rush from Tampa Bay, we're going to rush straight at them. Plus, look at the carries, 23. We've said this before. You got to feed JJ.
Yeah.
You got to feed him. And we give him 10.
What play do we all know? I hate it when it happens because it makes me do this all the time. DC and Greg Olsen, they love a pitch to JJ, don't they? Set up in a strong set, pitch it out. And we saw that against the Bears last year in London. We saw it against KC. We can see it there. But you've said it, 10 carries and 8 of them were just straight up the middle for always less than 5.
But this just doesn't. It just doesn't compute to me. I can't understand it. This is looking. If you showed this to me from last year's season, I go, yeah, that's a tanking move. You're just saying, well, they got big bodies up there. We'll run straight at them. Mm-hmm. And obviously, Booker didn't get fed as much as I thought Booker would get fed, and I couldn't find any stats on him. But his stuff, nothing was around the edge either.
3 for 5, Booker. I've literally just pulled them up here because I wanted to see versus how many carries we had plus DC's passing attempts versus Tom Brady's passing attempts, just to get a rough kind of idea. Jalen Richard was 7 for 24, DC 2 for 19.
Yeah,
Ruggs 1 for 10, Jeff Heath 1 for 1.
So far we've looked at a couple of stats here, and we've looked at the overall team stats. Nothing there told me a loss. Like if you're just taking if you take the scoreline out of this, the stats are not telling me a loss. You look at DC's passing, you're not looking at a loss. Okay, there's not as many blue arcs on that diagram. But I'm looking at the run game and I'm going, okay, this looks like they had us stuffed.
Simon's just hit the nail on the head. I think a lack of running schemes throughout the week because the whole O-line couldn't practice.
Wrong one.
Was that it?
Nah. No.
I like that thought.
I do like this thought. I do get it. I understand it. But let me just shoot this one down for half a second. Because I get it. I understand it. It's fresh. Everyone does cram studying before an exam. So you'd go, let's work against their front. Yes, I get it. They've done a lot of that work through training camp. They've talked through the blocking schemes. They've walked the progressions. It doesn't swing with me. It doesn't swing with me that because they weren't there, it has an impact. Don't get me wrong. It certainly has an impact. But no.
And then, you could also put it down to, like you said, Brandon Parker on right tackle, no Richie on left guard, second string at right guard. That I mean, Cotton Miller's and Rodney Hudson, the only two starters in there. So we could go by your theory and just always run left, or you just don't do anything and keep passing the ball and it doesn't work.
I'm going to go and find the chart. Always ran bloody left. Always.
Interestingly, just coming back to that comment that you accidentally flicked up on screen quickly.
That was
from Stuart. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I thought the second half started off the second half with some quick throws, which was working. Again, we came out in the second half after deferring. First possession, what do we do? You've got to go down and make a statement in that first possession.
Contract game, remember? Contract game.
Otherwise there's just no point whatsoever in deferring.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a tone setter. It's that thermostat versus thermometer. You got to go out there and say, this is our house, this is our field, and we're going to damn well score when we please. This is our house. You're not welcome.
Yeah.
One thing I did notice, because we looked at it in the tailgate, didn't we? If you look at our first drive, first down was a awful run up the middle. Second down was a shallow cross for about 12. Then it was first down. Same again. First down, really rubbish run up the middle, and another 12-yard shallow crosser. After that drive, when we came out again, I don't know if I saw it once and then thought it always happened, but I always seemed to think there was a linebacker just seemed to drop right into that 12 to 15-yard center of the field where we were getting the ball off to Nelly. And he was just told when he went back out there, your job is to stay in that middle. Because, like you said, we had Ruggs was covered on the outside. We had Ruggs and Nelly crossing in the middle. Give it to Ward on the underneath, because then if you've got that mid to deep coverage, they can come downhill on him. But that's what it looked like to me. They just adjusted after that first drive and went, nah, you ain't beating us in the middle.
But again, wait a minute. I got it. There we go. Talking about the stat lines don't match. Again, look at this passing. This is against Kansas City. A couple of deep balls. I would argue we were still taking the deep shots. Look at those passes over 30. There's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5? We went deep still. What's 3 times? Okay, but still, if you took the Kansas City and the Tampa off the top of there, I'd say the one on the right's the win.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, I wouldn't.
But the thing is, do you know what? Those other two dots beyond 30, were they both Nelly drops? And they were drops as well. They were horrendous drops. Oh, Nelson Aguilar turned up.
No, I think the drop to Nelly was the one that you can see top right just before the 15-yard line. I think.
There's another deep shot to Nelly that he dropped.
Other one, Ollie.
Oh, was the other one? Was the other one Rico Gafford?
Right.
No, the other one was Rico
Gafford.
Gafford, wasn't it? The other one was Rico Gafford.
But it just doesn't compute. It just I can't understand it. And what I think it's got to kind of come down to is how much goal did we have when we actually had the ball? You know, we spoke about how exciting Ingold was when he had that. Oh, man, he went straight through the two guys, and he did the same last week. That made us. It was exciting. So what's going on with our receivers? Because again, you pull up, and this is going to be a real stat heavy show because this one's just really hacked me off. And none of these
coming to Mitchell's QB class.
Yeah. But I mean, it just doesn't stack right. So what you're looking at here is average separation. So the bigger, and again, the league average is the solid black.
How was Jason?
So old man Witten there is cheating the game because this is averages and he only caught one
chip and release.
Are these career averages?
But you know, you look at the averages for Tampa Bay. Our defense was actually pretty good. You know, it was above average there in terms of coverage. And I tell you what, Lawson had some crappy plays, but Lawson had some great plays. But Renfro, wide open. Ruggs, wide open. Darren Waller, arguably tightish coverage, but you will see that on a tight end. Aguilar, he's got tight coverage, but you're still completing. I'm not going to knock this team, right? There is some problems, but I genuinely, hand on heart, I don't think the better team won yesterday. And that's not just the crazy nut Raider fanatic in me. I genuinely don't believe the best team won.
No. Although something quite interesting about those stats you've just brought up is we saw how many targets for Ruggs yesterday?
About 4.
Ruggs had 3 targets yesterday, and we actually saw it on the TV. We saw where Ruggs was open, but DC was still throwing to Nelly, and that chart just shows you that, you know, Ruggs is the better throw in most of those options. I get regressions and things like that, but
and this is what I'm kind of alluding to. Like Sean has gone there. Sean's gone there in the comments. Don't see it. Don't see us knee-jerking. No way. I think we have a solid team out there. I think we have a good enough coaching staff out there, because clearly we've got some skills inside, because it's not like you just contract in a defensive coordinator for one game. So there is some skill somewhere in the building that can call that type of game.
The only thing I think I see us doing is, especially after last night's drops, the only thing I can see us doing is having a sniff at Jones because of Aguilar's drops. If there was a panic trade out there to be had,
I don't think so. I think that was but that thing shows it. He's had drops because he had the worst separation out of any receiver in the whole game. I mean, yeah, 1 or 2 were very, very bad, but I would happily see us throw our first pass in Cleveland to Nelly and not be worried at all.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Nelly, but I think stacking the receiver squad, I'm on board on that one.
He fell off a cliff in the second half.
He turned back into the Aguilar that the Eagles were laughing about.
But
that's what it was. And
is that enough for Chucky to go?
No.
Maybe we should have a sniff at Jones.
No way. Okay. No way.
That's the one thing I don't get. We brag about how many targets DC has to different people and how he's throwing passes to 11 people in one game. But you look at some games like this and you sit there going, yeah, Ruggs had 3 targets. I didn't see Zay much. I know Rico got 1 in there.
Zay's apparently on the trade block.
Oh,
He's
really?
going to be being shot down. Which Zay for Julio?
I said
Like give them Zay and a fourth.
no, they'd want a first for Julio, which they won't get because he's
They
31.
won't get him. He's 31. They won't get him. No way.
Also, I want to go back to Matt's comment, which Stevie agreed with about the kick for field goal on the 4th and 2. I disagree. I think that was the right move because that put us, within 4 points. And we, like you just said, got onto 3rd and 13. And it's the defense's job then to stop them. And if we do and get a tutty, then we are up by 3.
And about that one, 4th and 2, not a chance. That was 4th and 1. It should have been 4th and 1.
It should have been. Yeah.
It was a joke. So let's talk about what time is it? It's 8:30. It's fine. Let's talk about the other dickheads that are on the field. Because it wouldn't be a Raiders show without bitching about the refs.
No.
My goodness, were they on form last night? They weren't up to their old antics, but my goodness, there was some serious shit out there. Yeah, the ejection. We'll start with that one. Let's start with that one. And we're probably gonna get kicked off the YouTubes or get some copyright thing warning, but we're gonna throw it up anyway. I've got the clip. Guys, if you can just you can unmute yourselves and we can carry on talking over this, but this makes absolute chuffle sense to me. I kind of came to defense because the whistle had blown and then he goes and jumps on someone, but
after reviewing the play, the unnecessary action,
you never reviewed it, you lying shits.
That player's been disqualified for the remainder of the game.
Jacking him for that makes no sense.
He was still stood there like he had no idea what was going on.
Here we go. It's a completion. There's the completion. You're looking
right here. That's Jackson.
Right here. They'll circle. That's not me.
Let's see if we get a punch or
okay. Sue
pushes him there.
Okay, but that's fine. That's fine. Okay, he gets up and then he goes. Look, he should have got the flag.
Okay.
Good should have got the flag there.
William Golston.
Oh, I mean, I didn't see anything.
I'm not going to defend him.
An ejectable warranted.
I'm not going to defend him on that was not okay. That was not an ejection, though.
No. And that's the thing. If you eject that one, you can't just ignore the fact that Sue's ripped him with with his pads. And again, it's tit for tat. How many times do you see this? If someone goes up and slaps someone's helmet, you're going to get flagged. But if both of you are scuffling,
it's a Billy Big Balls. Jackson had just pancaked one of those guys. He was sitting on top of him, and Sue was, let's say, protecting the manhood of the guy that Jackson had just owned by saying, "Get the fuck off of him."
Yeah.
Wow, dropping so many swears this evening.
Simon's brought up a really good point there. Apparently, New York got in touch to eject him. If that is the case, I do have a serious problem with New York being there. At any point, they can just pick up the phone and go, "No, he's got to go."
They can advise
exactly
him, but
perfect. Look at Perfect last year. Perfect's ejection. That wasn't ruled an ejection on the field. New York called in. Before we know it, he's ejected, and
which makes sense if they've got the camera angles to be able to do the thing where they move and all that fancy stuff. If they've got that, and you get the replay from New York to broadcast on the network, and you can see it, then it's fine. But the problem is when they've only got one angle, which is the angle that Ollie just played. Then that's the only angle they've got, and there's 10 line judges or field judges or whatever out there.
It just doesn't stack. I have seen far worse retaliation because he's engaged in his own block, and then the whistle goes. Sue pulls him off. Gets up and then he goes across for a pop, which blatantly wasn't even a scrap anyway. I don't know what he was thinking going over there. Firstly, he's in the same bucket as Trent Clown. He needs a slap for going over there. That's just a stupid move. But an ejection.
Yeah.
Stewart's got this. Yeah, he's right. No transparency. We saw it in the Patriots game, didn't we? There was a penalty or an over. It was Jacobs' fumble. They'd called it a fumble. It went to commercial timeout, and then after the timeout, we're sat there going, right, we'll let them, explain that it's not a fumble, and they didn't even explain it. It was just Cam Newton on the field, and we're sat there going, what's happening?
Yeah.
And how many times has that happened to us?
New York ruining games.
Yeah.
New York are just ruining games. That was BS. It was utter BS. What they've pulled during the week pushed me to tipping point. I was getting hacked off with what they were doing. They're treating, and it's coming out that it was a false positive anyway from Trent. And if that's the case, tinfoil hat firmly on. This is Goodell and the goons up to their normal shit, and it's not okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think? Kev's last comment down the bottom there about swinging the momentum back to the Bucks. I don't think it's swinging momentum back to the Bucks. I think it's swinging momentum back to one specific person, as it has been for years and years and years and years.
Well, that's the other thing is the coverage, as in the TV coverage. We were talking about this. When were they showing DC on the sideline chatting with JJ, or DC chilling on the bench?
Yeah,
that's our QB. That's our house. That's our brand new house. And
did we all catch that? That's our QB. That's our QB, man. I knew it before the end of the season. I knew you'd say it.
Not mine.
We'll get a GoFundMe page going for a number 4 jersey for Roy.
I've got one.
Have you got one?
Yeah.
You wear it on Saturday for the next show.
No. That lives with the Camille.
Framed, that's why.
Yeah, it's drooping. So
like a problem.
Simon's got a point. Simon's got a point.
Yeah, but this is the thing: is I don't know now if a ban comes in. I think it does with an ejection. No,
don't they have to review it for a ban if they're ejected? I'm not sure on the.
They can try reviewing that, but what?
They'll blow it over and give us another fine and take our 4th draft pick off us next year.
This game, everything about this game has me scratching my head. The stats aren't there.
Nope.
The scoreline is it's not a blowout, but it's pretty concisive. But the stats aren't there. The run game was questionable, but it's on a par with theirs. The time of possession.
Something we haven't discussed, which I'm going to sneak in about bad calls. How was there not a roughing the passer call called on DC when he threw the pick? Because I'm positive if I went onto a field as a defensive end and intentionally need someone in the corners, I'm getting ejected for that.
How was there not PI?
Yeah.
How was there not PI? He's grabbing his hips. Not even like a jersey. He's looking at his hips. They don't lie.
And that was a turnover that, if we keep the ball then, even if we did give up the 3rd and 13 and they did score, we can get another touchdown.
And that shot from Sue was just cheap. It was totally cheap. Again, if you're gonna eject Gabe for that, Sue's blocked, the ball's gone. Sue looks at him, sees the ball has gone, and then goes across and hits him in the nuts.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that is you're out of here, Sue, you clown. Yeah. But no, again, it comes back to, just look after TB12. He's such a great storyline. No, fuck off.
Oh, F-bombs.
Oh, here we go.
Now I'm pissed. No.
Rated R. Yeah, and again, yeah. Again, that comes back to, if New York are going to get involved in calls, why aren't you on the phone at that point?
Well, they can fuck off and all.
Yeah.
Let's close the phone lines. You've dialed an incorrect number. Fuck off, New York.
Should we swing it back around to something we can praise about us being happy about? How good was that fake punt called? How good was that?
Great. It's great.
Didn't expect it, and beautiful. So
did we
don't want anyone saying we're not aggressive.
Did we get 7 off of that drive?
We got something off that drive. I can certainly tell you.
Yeah, let the stat man go and find that because I couldn't tell you.
Well played. So, on the whole, I'm not worried about the D. I'm not worried about the O, because even if you do go with the idea that, okay, well, the running game suffered because the O line was not out there for the week, then okay, fine. But they're professionals, man. They've run this rock and they've done these blocks since they were knee high. Like it doesn't swing with me that they miss 5 days. No. It doesn't swing with me. They know how to face a 3-man front, a 4-man front. It doesn't work. So I'm not worried. Look, this was a loss. We are still sitting at 3-3, and we are through. We're arguably one of our tough games left now.
God, because of the commentator. Also, we got 3 from that.
No, I mean, one. What are you talking about? One, it's Cleveland, because I mean about the hard start to the season. Then we have the drips and drabs that come along now.
Yeah.
We've got Cleveland, which they pulled out a W. I believe Baker threw 5 tutties. Pulled out. You know what? We should just put him back on his arrogant ass because he's a clown.
They made the dogs dinner of that, though, really.
Yeah.
They very nearly lost to Cincinnati.
So, what time's kickoff this week?
6 p.m. because we're in the dog pound. So another beautiful early game, so we can all get a nice early night.
Is it 6 p.m. or is it 5 p.m?
6 p.m. because
I can never remember. Every year I go through this, whenever the clocks change, is it 1 week or 2 weeks?
Their clocks change at 2 a.m. on the Sunday morning, the same as ours do. So Saturday night, but it's always a week after.
Yeah, but I can never remember if it's 1 or 2 weeks.
So Matt's saying OBJ's out.
Yeah,
I assumed he would be, but I haven't seen it confirmed.
I haven't seen it confirmed, but
I saw it confirmed via Jonathan Abram, who retweeted him saying he's gutted that he can't be against him this weekend, but he wishes him well. Which is, I think, from Abram, who I hated after the first episode of Hard Knocks, has turned into my favourite playmaker and locker room guy in this organisation.
Yeah, he's living up to that number now. I was exactly the same as you after that first Hard Knocks. I was like, what an arrogant.
I was like, what a clown. And then went out after the first game. I was like, okay, this guy's a freaking liability. And we said it I said it in the first show. The guy's a liability and he scares me. And I still kind of stand by that because a leopard never loses its stripes. No, leopards don't have stripes.
That's why they don't lose them, are they?
You know where I'm going, yeah. A leopard will never lose its stripes.
Never changes its spots.
That's the cookie. Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. So I'm interested to see what goes on in Cleveland.
ACL, Sean, and
3-3.
Very big.
3-3. I think that's to have come out the other side with a 3-3 record of a really tough stretch here. I'm happy. I'm not worried about that. The team's not imploding. We're not playing shit ball out there. I think it's cool. It's a loss. It's a good loss because it's not like we fell apart.
Yeah, without being called a defector, I don't think there's anyone who seriously sat down, looked at that schedule, and thought we'll be 3-3 at this point in the season. I don't think anyone did. You did you?
No, I only thought it would be 6-0.
6-0 by now, mate. 7-0 probably.
Yes, no, I said
with a different quarterback.
Yeah, we would have wrapped up the MVP award with Marcus Mariota. He'd got that.
Got the most valuable haircut award, didn't he?
Most valuable haircut, yeah. So no, I think 3-3 admirable right now. It's a good projection going forward. I'm not going to jinx it, but I'm really looking forward to the pre-game show for the Chiefs. I'm really looking forward to that one.
Have you got something in store for us, let alone the viewers? Have you got a secret little up the sleeve thing going on?
No, t-shirts. You can't really hide stuff up there.
Not with them guns. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the guns.
That's a little more back there. Cool stuff.
No, I think by the time we get to hosting the Chiefs, I'd like to see what team we have molded into by that point. Because you think about it, we're at game 6, just had game 6. We would have had 4 preseasons by now, so we're bedding in now. In my eyes, we're in there. So the Chiefs, different kettle of fish, because they're going to come firing out the guns because they were all returners. They didn't really add anything there. They had so many returners on that roster that it was the same thing. Whereas we still had a lot of young people that were trying to mold into the organization and teach them to be a football player. So
teach them to be a Raider.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. What's on
I'm just checking the comments. I'm checking the comments. We have no swear jar on here. None. I say what the fuck I want.
until we got taken off air, and then we have to write a grovelling apology to whoever.
We won't get taken off air. Might do by the end.
I'll be like, hang on, New Yorker on the phone. Hello, we've got to ship the show.
Yeah, he's been ejected.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, he's gone.
He's ejected himself. It's better than the connection issues last week. Tony, do you want to carry on hosting, or shall I?
What we got? Let's have a look, see what we got.
Oh no, Tony's the new host. There we go.
Hey, there we go. Okay, right. So, relevant news time, I suppose.
Oh, perfect.
Hold on a second.
I'll give you your intro.
You up?
We're getting to that point of the Monday night show where it all goes a little bit to pot. So let me just give you an intro.
Okay, fair enough.
I've got to give you your intro, man. Don't you?
Yeah, no worries. All right,
sorry. Especially for you.
Very true, very true. Go on then. Evening, everyone. Welcome to Tony's Totally Irrelevant News Monday edition. Irrelevant news. I had the day off work today. Back to Ollie and Mitch. And now you're going to leave me like you left Mitch the other week.
The irrelevant news went from football irrelevant news to literally irrelevant news.
Completely irrelevant news, yeah.
At least you brought the paper shuffle in. We've been asking for the paper shuffle.
Yes, no, yeah, absolutely.
There we go. Nice. Okay, so
Lost the words.
I think it's gonna be a good week. Offense back in there. Abrams back in the building as of today, anyway. The gang's back together. I'm hoping we get Richie back out there. I was surprised to not see him yesterday, but hopefully just one more game, because I think he could have been a deal breaker yesterday.
Simon's comment, excellent.
Just in it, quality. So I'm excited to see. I hope Richie's back. I wonder if Trent's back in the building.
Brian Edwards is back.
That's the other thing is, do we go after someone like Julio or something like that if we've got Brian?
I think Brian's got potential to. His ceiling's there. He's got a much lower floor, but I think his ceiling's right up there. But
I think Kev's there. Irving's in as well, because he's off the practice and into the active. So you know what?
Rico will finally get his touchdown.
I think Baker's going to be running for his life. Can you imagine Condor, David Irving, and Clee?
And Mo.
That's scary, man.
And Big Mo.
Mo can just carry on doing what Mo does. But
Mo's
those
great.
3 speedy guys after a little Baker, he's going to be running.
Yeah.
So let's not spoil Saturday's show.
No,
let's some stats and geekery stuff. I don't think anyone got anything.
Not for this. If we're going to do a little around the league bit, then did we all see
around the league? Have we got around the league news? Are you prepped for that?
Not really news, just a little talking point of interesting stuff.
Not predictions. We're not prepped for that. There we go. We can have league news though.
And it's not even really news. Did we all see DK chase down Buddha Baker?
I love to see that.
Wow.
That is
How
fantastic.
are we three and him of the same species? Because that man is not human at all. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, anyone go watch it. It's
Quite
phenomenal.
enjoyable. And so he can be a different species if he wants. He can be a freak.
It is. But no, apart from that, I don't really know much else is happening.
No, I think Raider Nation, I think it's a loss. Chalk it up as that. It's a learning point. We found something we're not great at, and that's being fucked by the zebras. And
Who will not lose their
Oh no,
spot.
we are very good at that.
yeah, we've had
We've been we're very accustomed to that now.
But I mean, we need to learn to get fucked by the zebras and still win.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's a difficult thing to go, but you've got to get to a point where people will start going, because at the moment it's just, and it always is, the Raiders going, oh, it's just bullshit. But other fan bases, other viewers need to be going, that's bullshit, because we see it as clear as day. But I'm looking forward to seeing what comes of New York, what transpires there.
Sean's just brought up some more around the league. Andy Dalton getting murdered. If anyone saw that as well.
Yeah, he did get murdered, and that should have been an ejection.
Kenny's got the right idea for a trade. That's what we need.
Yes, Mariota to the Cowboys. We do like swapping. We do like swapping with the
I want
Cowboys.
Mariota in there, but if DC goes down,
and then Nate Peterman wins the Super Bowl for us. Ooh.
Oh, cheeky.
Nate Peterman has been set up to have that comeback success story.
We do have a history of playing swapsies with the Cowboys, don't we? So
For first round picks.
for a first.
After what happened to Dalton, he could be out
What use is a 32nd pick going to be next year to the Cowboys?
30th. Jets are in the league and the Giants still. They will be a low pick though.
The 32nd.
we'll just give you a minute on that, Mitch.
Yeah, we'll let you think that one through.
Yeah.
No, I get it, but
We'll just
the Cowboys are not going to get. Go on then. Been put in the corner.
his reaction when we leave him.
So you reckon Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl?
No.
Right.
That's what happens when I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages of tabs full of stats, not paying attention to the conversation. Oh, dear.
Dear. I don't think he's got it yet. We'll move on.
Hot take of the season. Hot take of the century, that one.
Okay. I'm going to open it up again. I've said it before. Like, Kev wouldn't put his underpants on for tonight's show, so that was not going to make suitable viewing. If anyone wants to come on Saturday's show, message us through any of the mediums. The emails is fine, the text messages, the Twitters, anything. If you want to come and join in and ridicule Mitch for his maths skills, we're all good. We'd love to have you on. Love to have a chat. Again, if you want to go onto the website, silverandblackuk.com/record. Yeah, record. You can leave a message. Play it on here. Leave a message for us. We want to hear from everyone. Get your take on what just happened, or what's just about to happen, or the season, or something totally irrelevant. But don't step on Tony's toes, because his irrelevant news is relevant to this irrelevance.
Broadcast. Chris has joined us late. Hi, Chris.
Evening, Chris. Just in time.
Get your calls in.
I tell you what, Chucky wore his face mask for the whole game, and it
He
was a
did?
face mask, not a thong.
To hide his tears.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him.
Probably
Okay,
chewing his own
cool.
teeth out.
Mitch, any closing comments?
I think I'm all statted out, to be honest.
What's that?
I think so. Yeah, that's it really. Statted out. I'm looking at my notes. I have nothing more for you guys. No.
Nothing.
Chris, have we talked DC yet? Yes, we have talked DC. Quite.
Yeah,
a
we
lot.
have.
There was a big old segment on DC. So go back, watch the replay on YouTube or Facebook, and enjoy us complimenting our quarterback. Quote inverted quote commas, Tony.
It's a quote because you could quote me on it. I did say those words. You can have it. Tony, any closing comments?
Yeah, New York, butt out.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Kenny's got to be the closing comment. Top softball's out. That's going to be a Sunday in Cleveland. Need to go and ball out for Cleveland. And as you said, give Baker a little one of them.
Sorry. Last order of business. Please. Whilst I have the floor. Guys, if you are an SBUK member, I think I've said this before, if you are an SBUK member and you have not ordered your members pack, please head over to the website. I've got loads, and the wife's starting to moan that there's loads of members packs sitting there. It's totally free. Just pay the shipping. If you're not a member, I've got a members pack over there. It's got some really cool stuff in it this year. Coin, cards, flags. 20 quid for the year. It is a steal.
You know what is in there, boys?
I'm not even getting into it. How many points is that, mate?
If you haven't seen one of these yet, go to the website, look at the swag pack, and you'll understand the way you can win free drinks from anyone else who has one. Shipping to the US is possible, yes, Chris.
Yes, shipping to the US. It's a daily occurrence, so yes, happy to ship over to you guys. Other than that, so yeah, if you're not a member, go and look at it. We give fantastic money to charities, both UK and US, radio-related, non-related, radio-related. They're great causes, and that's what we do with the money that we take from your memberships. So thank you very much for your awesome support to our existing members. If not, go and grab your members pack if you haven't got one. Other than that, please also head over to the YouTubes. I'm a vanity guy, and I'll be honest, we get loads of cool stuff when we get to 100 subscribers, and I think we're at 66. If you please go to the YouTubes, I put it in the thing. Please go to the YouTubes, give us a like, and then we can have youtube.com/silverandblackuk, because at the moment it's gibberish. No one it looks like a sneeze. Someone sneezed whilst typing. So please, mission get us youtube.com/silverandblackuk. Other than that, hit us up on the Insta, on the Twitters, the Facebooks. We're Silver and Black UK on those, except for Twitter. We have to be Silver Black UK. What, are you subscribing? You are subscribing. You ring that bell.
I am subscribed.
Wait, our own host hasn't subscribed.
No, I just said I am subscribed. I am.
An example.
And if you are subscribed, get your wives, your girlfriends, your friends, your kids,
tell a friend, tell a
neighbor,
friend.
Your dog, if it's got an account, get their phone.
If not, make your dog an account.
Yeah, exactly. Make your dog an account and sign up to Silver and Black UK on the YouTubes. Other than that, it's been a blast. It's been good fun with you guys. Kev's mocking the jersey that is sliding down the wall, and it is slowly getting there. I'm tired of fixing the frame, so it slipped down. We can track it. We can track it. Maybe I'll do a little graphic and we'll track it slip down the.
Not that big on vanity then.
Well, like when you draw your kid's height on the wall,
That's an effort thing. This is like, I'm tired of that one falling down. Anyways, it has been wicked. Raider Nation, thank you for joining in, and don't worry, was but a blip. We shall return. We have a solid squad, and there are many more games to win in this season.
Definitely.
Let's go get it.
We need a sign off, but for now, Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.